difficult in some respects, but I wouldn't say overwhelmingly oppressive. I'm certainly, well, I nearly said something I don't think is probably true. I was going to say I'm not defined by this victimology, but I do think, to some extent, my tenacity in attaching myself to the institution of the Catholic Church has a great deal to do, probably, if a shrink got a hold of what's left of my mind, to do with being a Roman Catholic in an English state system in education, which was distinctly Protestant and Anglican, and dealing with low-level, mild anti-Catholic bigotry that you get all the time. I mean, I remember when the Pope was shot in my high school, there being lots of jokes about His Holiness the Pope, and how many holes have been managed to put in him at this point, and this being a source of enormous laughter. And of course, you know, every Guy Fawkes Day, they burn effigies of the Pope, and did even in places around where I grew up, which is, you know, again, it's not that profound an affront, but it is a little unsettling. Then my college at Oxford has as its most important feast of the year, to which I was invited as a what was called a Demai, or a scholar in Magdalen, which is dedicated to the defeat of the Catholic King James II, and the revolt of the English Protestant aristocracy against him, which is somewhat also a mixed feeling when you have to both celebrate your membership in a college simultaneously with the defeat of a Roman Catholic order. And sometimes, like with my grandmother, who was very Irish in her accent, there was a certain cringe factor in certain parts of even the Catholic Church in England, which was divided also between upper-class English people and a lot of working-class Irish people and their descendants and sons and daughters. So it wasn't that bad, really. I rather enjoyed the relish of the fight. I certainly understood and learned Catholicism very early on as a defense mechanism, so that no one was going to put anything over on me on transubstantiation, for example, which I was well versed in by the age of like 9 or 10. It's really kind of scary. So I think it strengthened my attachment to the church and my fondness for it, while also making me aware a little bit both of the difficulty of being a minority and the dangers of embracing that minority status too intensely.